Hi and welcome to Deadly Sport Gippsland. My name is David Roberts and I'm the Program Coordinator. I'd like to talk to you today about our grants program, which is the Aboriginal Sport and Health Funding Program. It's come about from funding from Gippsland Medicare Local, Gippsport and the Victorian Department of Health. The program will fund organisations up to $5,000 in each round and a maximum of $10,000 per year. We have 4 rounds per year. The last round for 2014 closes on Friday the 21st of November, and then we have 4 rounds in 2015. The aims of the grant is basically to support Aboriginal events and raise the profile of health within the community. Our 4 aims that we've talked about are basically to engage the Aboriginal community in sport and physical activity, provide benefits to the health and well-being of the Aboriginal community, conduct events that are drug and alcohol free, and partner where possible with local sporting clubs and organisations. Obviously we want people to work with Gippsport and that's around our Deadly Sport Gippsland program to increase and enhance the online presence of those projects and events, generate a range of social marketing content, so working with us to create videos, YouTube clips, posts on Facebook and social media, etc., and to promote the stories that are around their community events, around their players, the participants, the coaches, and the administrators that are involved in that program, and obviously to ensure that the health identified messages are promoted clearly through the community and embedded in future projects as well. Who can apply? Basically any Aboriginal organisation can apply, and we've stipulated Aboriginal organisations, so if you're not an Aboriginal organisation or not sure, have a chat with us. We might be able to put you in contact with someone that is, and you can certainly partner with them. You need to have an ABN number, you need to be incorporated, although if you're unincorporated, again, we might be able to link you with another Aboriginal organisation that is incorporated. In terms of what will be funded, it's around activities that engage the Aboriginal community in physical activity and sport events, and then also raises those or promotes those health messages that we talked about in the call and ballot strategy that the Victorian Health Department has. I've already mentioned there that we can get $5,000 per round, up to a maximum of $10,000 per year, and there's a matrix within the grant guidelines that talks about how we'll divvy that up. So if you've only got a small amount of people involved, then you can only apply up to $2,000 per round. Obviously, if you've got more than 200 participants in your program, then you can look at applying for the maximum round in that program. There is a grant program that is on our website, an application program that is on our website, so that's deadlysport.com.au, and you can get the information there, as well as contact details for Koorie and myself if you need some help with putting your application in. And we're very happy to help people to make sure that they meet the criteria that's outlined in the document. The funding isn't for individuals, it is around running events, so we're not funding programs like or subsidies for joining a sporting club. There are other programs out there, and again we're happy to link you to some of the sports committees that might be able to assist in that, as well as some of the clubs, etc., that offer discounts and subsidies for people. There is an application form, as I mentioned, and I'll put that up on the screen here. So again, we're encouraging people to be an incorporated organisation or to have an auspice organisation that is incorporated. So there's some details about who the contact person there is. We've got some event details and project details, and again we're asking for simple things there about what the name of the project is, when it starts, when it finishes, how long it goes for, the target amount of audience you're going to have, how many will be Aboriginal, how many non-Aboriginal people involved, whether the event's held annually. All that is fairly basic. Is this the first time you've run the event? And the reason we're asking those questions is just for us to ensure that we can promote it the best way that we can and work with you to promote it. We're also keen to know whether this isn't the first time an event's ran, whether our funding is going towards expanding the amount of activities that are happening in Gippsland, or whether it's going to make sure that they're sustainable and current events are supported in that way. That's why we're asking those questions. We're asking you there to provide a brief description of the project. Now you might have already some descriptions of that you've done for other applications. You can certainly attach that information. You may have flyers already that you can put into your application, so feel free to put those in. What are your aims of the program? Now, your aims might be different to what we want to get out of the project, but we want you to put down what your aims are, what you hope to do, whether it's around participation, whether it's around promotion, whether it's around getting more people into a particular sport. Any of your aims, we're happy to hear those, and we want to know what they are. We're then asking, how does it benefit the Aboriginal community? In this section, I would recommend you talk about the health messages as well. Now, there might be other benefits as well, but certainly mention the health benefits that you'll be able to provide, and whether you've got any other messages along those lines. Obviously, the region that's happening in, which LGA, now some projects will be Gippsland wide, some will be isolated to a small community. So let us know that as well. The last one there is list any partners that you have. So make sure that you try and put down as many as you can. Obviously, we need an Aboriginal organisation involved. We're also keen to see sporting clubs, health agencies, anyone like that involved in your application as well. We're asking for a detailed budget. Now, in the budget there, we expect you to put down what you're spending the money on, where you're getting the income from. Now, put that as detailed as you can. If you're not sure, let us know. Make sure you check the application guidelines to make sure that you're not asking us to fund things that we've said in our application that we're not going to do. So there's things in there like wages that we won't provide for. But if you need assistance with that, let us know. Obviously, we'll be doing some looking at how much money do you want, how many people are involved in the program, and what the benefit is. So as much as that you can put in there as well. Show where you're getting funding from other organisations, and that should be helpful as well. We also do allow for you to acknowledge how much volunteer work goes into it, and it's really important to acknowledge volunteers. They make a huge contribution to any event, and certainly there's a formula in the application guidelines there where you can put down a dollar figure for how many hours people are working on your project. And again, that's good recognition for your volunteers that they're contributing to the success and the value of your project within the region. There's obviously then an application declaration form, so we expect you to fill that in. Once you lodge your application, we'll let you know that we've got it. It'll go to a project control group, and they will make the final decision on what gets funded. We may come back and have a bit more of a conversation with you around the project and about how you might be able to do it. As I said earlier, we're very happy to come and talk to your organisation or your group before you put the application in, so that you might be able to make sure that you're meeting that criteria better and that you're selling what you're doing to us in an appropriate way. Just to reiterate, this is around health and sport, and it's around event promotion and event management. So make sure that you're clearly within those guidelines. We won't, as I said earlier, pay for individuals to join sporting clubs. We'll need to look at funding elsewhere for those type of projects. If you have any questions, please make sure you get hold of myself or Koorie. We're more than happy to come and sit down with you and help you fill out the application and make sure that you do that correctly in a way that will best help you get funding. We do only have a $50,000 across Gippsland. It's not a huge amount of money when we might have lots of applicants that want to put in there. So please understand we can't fund every project that we see. But please make sure you let us know of those events, and we look forward to seeing your application. Thank you very much for your time.